What's happening, guys? Oxford King here, and welcome to my Final Fantasy XIV Red Mage 100 rotation guide. This is going to be for single target rotation and AOE rotation. A couple things that I want to start with are a couple actions that they changed in Dawntrail. As of this video, this is still patch 7.0. There are going to be some changes coming down pipe, I think in patch 7.01 and 0.05, where they're going to extend the duration of modification. The first thing that I want to talk about is modification. They changed this, which now means that when you use modification, you'll now get the melee combo for free without the limitations of the black and white mana at 50 for both AoE and single target. So just keep that in mind. That change is a very much welcome change. I love that. Another one that they added here, I move over to the traits. If you go down to enhanced acceleration at level 96, when you pop this, you're now going to have, which grants Grand Impact Ready, which is a newer spell. But remember, once you pop Grand Impact Ready, your acceleration is still there, which means you have an instant cast for another one of your spells. In our example, we'll be using it on one of our open and readily available heavy hitting spells. And I'll show you what that looks like right now. So first thing we're going to go over is the single target rotation. I'll walk you through how I do this, and then after that, I'll show you what it looks like in real speed or full speed with no commentary. That way you have a good idea of what that looks like. Before we get into the rotation, just a friendly reminder that the examples you're seeing here will be adjustments according to my black and white mana balancing. So you make adjustments to your rotation. So to kick things off in this video example here, I did start with Jolt 3 to kick things off. And once Jolt 3 is done, I moved over to Arrow 3. And then I clicked on modification. I bounced over to the ability right over to the left there, Embolden. And then I moved over to the melee combo, Enchanted Riposte, and then Vice of Thorns right after that. And then I move into Enchanted Zerchois. And then once we complete that, we go into Enchanted Redoublement, so the melee combo. Once I'm done with that, I then move over to the heavy hitting spells. I look to see which one needs some love for the black and white mana. So in this video example, I clicked on Verholy, and then I clicked on Contrae Sixte and then Flesh for the OGCDs. And then after that, I move into Scorch, as you see on screen here, and then I weave in acceleration. And then once acceleration takes off, I then come back over to my main bar. I click on resolution, which then I wave in Core, and then I go into Prefulgence right after that. And then after that, I click on the Grand Impact icon. And this is where we're going to have that acceleration right here, where don't forget, you can have a one cast here with no timer. And I chose Thunder 3 here. And then I go right back over to acceleration, get back to the main bar, and then we then click on Grand Impact. And then after that, don't forget, acceleration is still up and readily available, which means we get an instant cast for our next cast. So in this video example, I chose Thunder 3 again because that's what was needed. I then move over to Swift Cast, and by this time, Emboldenment is already down. I then choose to cast my next spell, which is Arrow 3. And then once Arrow 3 is cast, I go ahead and move over to Core to get that extra damage in. And then from here, I do Fire. And then after Fire is completed casting, I then look to see which part of the bar needs some love for the black and white mana, which in this example, I did Thunder 3. I then move into Engagement. And then after that, I just let the rotation continue out until you go back to your melee combo, rinse, repeat. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like in full speed. Moving over to the AOE rotation for Red Mage, just remember that in the video, I'll be balancing out the black and white mana, so just be sure to do that as well. I do start with Birth Thunder 2, as you see on the screen. Right after that, I go ahead and click on Impact. From there, I hit Modification, and then after that, I do Embolden, and then I'll go ahead and knock out the AOE melee rotation, which is Enchanted Mune, and then Vice of Thorns, and then 2 more Enchanted Munes. After that, I click on Contrae 6 Day and then Ver Holy. So the OG CDs kind of get weaved in and out of there along with Flesh. And then I move over to Scorch. So you're going to do your typical rotation for that. And then after Scorch goes off, I'll be clicking on Resolution. Once Resolution is clicked, I go to Profulgence. And then I click on Acceleration. After that, I'll click on Grand Impact. And remember, we have acceleration up for an instant cast, which means we're going to go right into the normal impact for the instant cast, all while staying in the emboldened window. After that, I click on acceleration once again. I go right back to Grand Impact, followed up with another impact. I'll then click on Swift Cast for another impact, which you're seeing here on screen. And then I'll weave in Core and Engagement like you see here on screen right now. I tend to do that with even my single target rotation. And then right after that, you have your 50-50 mana. So I go right over to the melee rotation once again and knock out the melee rotation for AoE. And then pretty much from here on, it's going to be rinse, repeat rotation for the AoE. Now, let's go ahead and move over to the full speed version of the Red Mage 100 rotation. Be sure to subscribe for future Final Fantasy XIV rotation guides. Thanks for watching.